meeting is called to order. Would you all please rise for the pledge to our flag?
Both of you also. Stand up.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. That brings us to our roll call. And can everybody just say their name? Of course, can we go around the room, please?
Bruce Butcher.
John Dislear.
Barbara Hill,
Becky Guidry.
Karen Woodson.
And Jeff Helke. Joy, Joy Sullivan is on the phone, as well as Betty is calling in as well.
Okay.
Jesse is excused. He called me. He's out of town for work, so he is excused for this.
Who is that?
Jesse Field.
Oh, okay. Jesse is excused. All
Yes.
right. Okay, that brings us to item 4 on our agenda. Approval of the minutes of the June 6, 2023 meeting. Do I have a motion for approval of those minutes?
We don't have them in front of us. We don't have internet on the island right now, so I wasn't able to print them out. But maybe everyone had a chance to review them.
Okay, let's hold that then for the next meeting. And do we have any public there? Item 5.
You guys want to say anything?
Negative.
Sure. Okay.
Does anybody wish to speak?
No.
Nope.
Okay, that brings us to item 6 and our staff liaison report. Jeff, I think you have 2 reports for us. So I'm going to ask, I turn this over to you at this time.
Certainly, thank you. Yeah, we have a lengthy kind of update since we haven't met. I'll just kind of give you the rundown on what's going on. I'll give you a pool update first. There isn't a whole lot to update. We are working, well there is, we're working on getting contractors in. We've had 3 for the pump room, kind of the equipment part of it. We've had 2 for the pool, and then we've had 2 for the electrical part of it too. So I called, let's see, what was it? 8 or 9 electric companies, only 2 could come out. Pool companies are kind of hard to come by. We've kind of been working with John too to see if he's got his connections to get the pool up and running. Our goal is to get it open as quick as we can. They're saying it's going to be 4 months or so for the equipment at least.
And that doesn't even talk about
Pre-hurricane,
installation.
yeah, pre-hurricane it was around 3 months anyway, but it could be 4 to 6. Now everyone's building new pools and redoing it, so we are working hard to definitely get some people out and get our ducks in a row to get that open, even if it's just getting the pump room done and the lap pool open. I know we've also reached out to some folks to see if we could use their pools around the town, some companies and for water aerobics, etc. We haven't had any luck though, so but we are trying to get that. Trying to get somewhere where we can offer programming. We're going to continue to look to. So once we get the quotes in, we can start doing it. We have a few more options that John has brought to the table that we can look at. I can actually have him talk about one of the options now if you want.
Yeah, and it's to simplify, and I know we're not on video, but a company that makes, I hate to use the word temporary because they're not really temporary, but they're modular pools. If you've ever seen, I mean, it's my world, so if you've ever seen the swimming Olympic trials that are in an arena where they build a 9-foot deep pool on the arena floor and then raise the deck, and then it looks like the arena is for a pool. That's the company that does this. The name of the company is Mirtha, and I want to be really careful because I know these people. You know, one of the Mirtha guys is a friend of mine, so I want to be really careful with that relationship. That I'm not representing that company in any way, shape, or form. But what I am representing is what they do is the best of what we may need to happen with the present pool that we have, and it's basically a complete pool renovation. And probably the best picture that I have of it is this, where they put slats down the walls of a gunite pool like we have, and then they slide panels into that. They also install a whole new gutter system around the pool, which is, and then rather than deal with continually plastering and fixing plaster, I mean, in our sun conditions, plaster is just an ongoing thing. You know, it's very regular. They put a specialized PVC that's a fiber-lined PVC coating. It's a film. I mean, it's rather thick, but and then the seams are heat welded, yeah. And it's a pretty great process. And the best part of the process that I see is the 25 years that they put behind it, the guarantee. So, you know, whether this is a step to get to where we're moving, or this is a step, and I don't know costs. So they are the best, and sometimes what comes along with that is you pay for the best.
Yeah.
But they have any number of ways to do something like this, whether it's the whole renovation, filtration, electrics, everything that goes along with it. But they're something that's worthy to look at.
Yeah. And I think just to keep it clean, and to your point, you know them.
Yeah.
You know, I have their contact. We'll be contacting them, and I
Okay.
can work out
Okay,
the
great.
logistics of it. That way, there's the perception of you're getting.
Yeah, because
Whatever.
I want to stay. I mean, this was my purpose for getting
Yeah.
involved, and I even told Jeff the other day, you know, if this means stepping out of BORCAB to dive into this project, but he already said, oh, no, you can't do that. We'll not let you.
I mean, you
so.
could, but I don't want you.
Yeah, but I mean, if that's a necessary step, and if it takes something like that to get this going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get a buddy.
You know, that's like similar to a fiberglass pool.
Yeah.
And we have a fiberglass pool instead of our in-ground fiberglass, and
Yeah.
it came through with flying colors. In through all the hurricane stuff and cleaning and everything else. Yeah, it was
Yeah, and the
amazing.
other thing with this is, you know, we all say, God forbid the next,
Yeah.
but this is, it's all modular. So if that section takes impact of something of this, like that gutter system, then that 4-foot section comes out, and at least
Right.
4-foot section goes in.
How is that different than a regular vinyl pool?
Oh, this is a coating of the present pool that we have. So the whole thing is a renovation project that,
But, you know, I think.
He's
the
asking
shoes
about
are-
vinyl versus this.
Right.
yeah, well, I mean, this is, I mean, it's PVC, so it is a vinyl
Yeah.
coat, but,
It's not flimsy, it's not.
I just meant instead of the
You're not gonna
gunite
push
that we
through
had today, if someone came in and put just a vinyl liner in there, like it was a regular vinyl pool.
I think that you're talking about probably replacing that pretty regularly.
They rip too, right?
Yeah, they rip.
I mean, that sounds like a great idea to me. I was
Yeah.
just curious
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're similar in construction, but this is,
I like the 25-year guarantee.
Yeah, we
Well,
did.
see, that's
Because we
the thing
did.
that-
We had it redone. I don't know how long.
Oh, yeah, maybe 3 years.
4 to 5 years ago?
Yeah. So, and the structural engineer came out and looked at all the pool and his recommendation would be to redo the pool again
Oh,
for the
really?
pebbling and everything because it's dried out.
yeah, yeah, those are
And the
built.
tiling was never
The
replaced.
tiling. Yeah. So, John, do you know much about the tiling? Like we have those like broken tiles. Does that fit over the top of that?
Yeah, this is part of the system where these snap into the top. So I don't know if that's tile or if that's another material
All right.
that just looks like it.
But that sits on the edge.
But yeah, that's the coping
Yeah.
around the whole
Yeah,
edge
it's
of the
the
gutter
coping.
system. And they can do it any number of ways. I mean, the construction that would have to happen for this particular style is just hammering the whole outer edge of the pool
Yeah.
and probably putting a trough in around it for the.
Yeah. And now that we
for the
talked about
gutter.
it here, I'll send out the link.
Yeah.
You guys can see there's some really cool videos, and they actually do more than just pools. They
Yeah.
do parks and stuff. So
Yeah.
the one I really liked was the one they built in the stadium. Like they built the stage,
Yeah.
Wow.
put this in, filled it up with water, and it's like in Hertz Arena. I mean,
Oh,
it's,
that's amazing.
Yeah, they just did the World Championships pool in Japan, and it was a 10-lane, 50-meter pool, 9 feet deep,
Wow.
which is the international standard for an Olympic pool.
So of course,
And
cost might be there, but we'll check all that out.
yeah, and that's what he said. He said no matter what you look at on this, because this was, and I told you, this is a heavy sales proposal that you're going to see. And just to also be clear, he put my name on the
Oh,
sheet
yeah.
as client. That was just a placeholder.
Right.
I'm not buying this
You're the
for us.
contact, yeah.
So,
Oh,
so I'm gonna, yeah. There's your negative on me. But that's just one image of what that whole project is.
Thank you, John, that's good.
yeah, thank you. So yeah, that,
And we can get that to everybody,
Mhm.
Good.
just so you can
yeah,
have
it's
a
a
frame of reference.
cool option for us for sure. Because it is going to have to be redone anyway, and do we want to redo it again in 5-10 years, or do we want something that's guaranteed?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the scope of work that DRMP is doing, that's already been done because you're now going out to bid?
For
Is
the
that what
pool?
I'm hearing? Yeah.
No.
Is that what your report says?
No, so we have to do the scope. We actually haven't signed a contract with DRMP yet. They have been ready to go. We have some other options that we can go with besides DRMP. So at the time that I did this, DRMP was going to be, but it's possible that we may be piecing it together.
Do you have to, in other words, go out for bid not only for DRMP's bid, but also others?
No,
Is that a
what
requirement?
we're doing right now is kind of taking maybe DRMP out of the picture and just doing it per contractor.
Right.
So electrical, pool.
Just
It
kind of
is,
like we're doing with Bayside.
yes,
Right.
and it is a little more, it's easier on the town if it's a bid package.
Yes.
Not necessarily myself, but just in general, it's hard to coordinate sometimes when the electrical comes versus when everything else, and that's kind of what a bid package will include, similar to Bay Oaks. But yeah, we have some options, but we're just kind of gathering all of our information. We do, again, want it open as soon as we can.
Okay, so so they're not writing it up, they're being, they're thinking about, offering a bid.
Yeah, they did talk to an engineer company of theirs, and they did come down and gave us their report. So
Okay.
I mean, the DRMP has a lot of contracts with us right now, so
Yes,
we're not looking to get rid of that relationship, just we're not sure what the direction is right now.
okay, thanks for that clarification.
So that is the pool update. Bay Oaks update, the ball fields, if you've driven by there, they scraped them up. It's so nice. ICS Materials is doing the berm project, and they can't, from what Jason Clark says, they can't really work on the berm project because of the bird nesting. So he was looking, his son plays, I think, Little League too, if I remember right. He said he had at least, and he wanted to help out, so he actually donated all of his time and his trucks and his guys to do that project,
This
which,
was about an hour ago.
Yeah.
So it's looking flatter and flatter.
yeah,
I saw it.
which is, I mean, spectacular with the MLB grant and his donation and the 7-Eleven donation. I don't think we've spent much money at all on this
That's
project.
fantastic.
So
That's great.
we will need, I think we'll need to purchase a little bit of sod yet, or we are going to piggyback off of Scott's, but we should be ready to go. We have a fencing company we have two quotes on them. One more's coming out tomorrow, and then we can pull the trigger. They say they're about 2 to 3 weeks out on most of them, so I'm not sure that the grand opening, they're scheduling it for August 28th,
Like this month?
this month.
Whoa.
I just got a call from
Who scheduled that?
MLB yesterday.
Oh.
They're wondering if that could be a date.
And is that all the chain link fencing exactly as we had before?
It'll be, yes, the structure. I don't know if it'll actually be in at the time, and they said that's fine, as long as the grass is in. They'll still do an opening. So, but they have some executives coming down. Jenny Finch, who's a Olympic softball player, she's coming down. So that's pretty cool.
But we don't have dates, or August 28th is the date
It's
for
a
that?
toss.
Yes, and that's the one they suggested.
28th?
We have the Songwriters Festival as
Yes.
well that day
No.
here. right?
No, songwriter is September 20.
Oh, September, yeah, I'm
September
a month
29th.
off. Yeah, so we don't have anything going on then.
Right,
So, I think it's a Monday.
it is a Monday.
We haven't set a time. If we need to change the date, we can. They just want to, they're doing 3 of these in the United States, so they're trying to coordinate.
So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do for the grand opening?
They're gonna come down and do a ribbon cutting. They already sent the really giant scissors.
Awesome.
And they'll do a whole thing with the press. It'll probably be on Major League Baseball, like on TV and the commercials. So we're gonna get a lot of good press out of this for
We're
sure.
gonna do home run derby that day, have the kids do.
If we have a fence, yeah. That'd be great. But yeah, so we have the fencing to go. Irrigation will go in the next, well, right before the sod. So he's ready to go too. We have all that set up. So yeah, it's going and it's gonna be done quick. We're coming down in a couple weeks to.
But the fencing that we had previous to the storm is exactly what we're going to be getting.
Yeah, 6
Exactly.
6 foot chain link, galvanized steel all the way around. Same.
Same as what we had
Yep.
before, okay.
Yep. Including the gates and everything.
And doesn't some of that go on to school board property or county property?
Not on
Not
the
the
Little League
small
field
field.
doesn't.
Okay, not on the Little League.
It's like
field,
all the
okay.
way against the
Right,
other side of the road.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, and we redid the lines with the project, so I don't even think the current one goes on
Okay.
there. So. But yeah, that's the story.
That's progress. That's
That is progress. So
We'll take it.
That'll be exciting.
good. And then the rec center, Gleason's ready to go. Our contractor. We got the fire department approval yesterday, 2 days ago.
So, excuse me, is Gleason the name of the contractor, the construction company?
Yes.
Because I didn't know
Yes.
Gleason,
Yep.
I didn't know if that was a person.
No,
or-
Gleason Construction.
Gleason Construction, okay, thank you.
They are ready to go. They've ordered materials. They're going to start to stage. They already put up their fence. The only thing we're waiting on now is permitting. Told me I needed to get the subcontract list from them, which I didn't know we needed. So they're sending it to me today. And then they'll issue the permit and we can start, hopefully ASAP.
What was it you were missing?
The trade subcontractor list from the contractor. They have that all ready to go, we just need to send it to me.
Mhm.
But they've been very responsive, they think they'll get it done, we'll be open by November 1st for what we promised the school, even though they may not be open. But they may be, and we'll be ready for them. So,
What about Halloween? We're doing anything for Halloween or anything?
yeah, I'll talk about that on programming
Okay.
down there.
Oh, I see it. Sorry.
So they'll be ready to go. A new water line was put in. It is currently being put in. They had to trench around. They trenched it to the almost around where the big field was, just to leave room for when we do redevelopment if we do that. So we did the trench. When we turned on the water line initially, it was about 5 feet and there was a leak, another couple feet leak, and then it just stopped because it was leaking so bad. So we had to replace the whole line, which they should be wrapping up today. And that'll tie into the building to get water out there too. Any questions about any of that so far? Good, okay. The stadium lighting, 3 out of the 6 poles need to come down. There's no question about it. They are currently safe where they are. They're not in any danger of tipping over or anything. The other 3 also had cracks that they recommended that we replace them as well. So we're going to replace all of them. It's going to go down from 6 poles to 4, and next meeting I'll show you kind of the design.
Is
of
this
that.
for the pool or somewhere else?
Oh, the ball fields.
The ball fields,
Which ones?
small. Yep. So and then we'll work on. I guess the plan is to move the large ball field still back to where it was, or where it was going to be on the redevelopment. And then we'll work out a stadium lighting plan with them too. I think I meant to put ball field on here. I don't know what that ball is. Eliminate E, but that's kind of the progress on Bay Oaks. There's a lot going on down there. If you've driven down, we have a lot going on. ICS is also, I think currently, I think they started yesterday scraping the other side. They offered to do that as well, to get it leveled out, so if we do put trailers or something there. just to clean up the space and get some of the debris off. So they started scraping that. They may actually be done. They're working so hard on it. So I really appreciate them and their service to us. So that's kind of the updates. I can talk quickly about programming. Summer camp.
Before
Yeah,
we
go
go to
ahead.
programming, I just have a question about the stadium lighting in general, for all the lighting. Do these meet the turtle requirements? Because they do.
Well, they will. There's ways
Okay,
to.
because
We
the
talked to
ones
Musco
that we
yesterday.
had did not.
Yes. Huh?
I do remember coming over the bridge several years ago from Sanibel, and from Sanibel Island, I could see your ball field lights.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. Well, even when I started, we had to shut them off at 9, whatever
Yeah.
it was. We had to turn them off.
Yeah.
We're trying to eliminate that. I don't know what exactly that's going to look like. We just had a conversation with Musco yesterday about the contracts and piggybacking possibly, because they're doing Lee County and Cape Coral and a bunch of other ones. He said there are hoods or shades that can
We were
shade them
talking about that
away.
before the
Yes.
storm. Instead of having the kind of light that just does this and projects, it goes more down, but it does still provide a lot of light.
Yeah.
We discussed that before the
And the
storm.
way they're going to position the stadium lights is there's going to be 2 kind of behind home plate where they are currently, and then
Yeah.
2 on the right and left field fence, like by the foul poles. They don't have to put them in the middle anymore, shining right to the water. They're only going to 4 poles.
There's also a lot of houses right there. Is the
Yeah.
thing. Like, I mean, just shining in people's windows.
Yeah.
You know, just to.
They're aware of that. They do
Yeah.
other coastal. They've done a lot of. It's a huge company.
Okay, good, yeah. Well, and you're going from 6 poles to 4 poles,
Mhm.
which again, that matters.
Yeah, and they'll angle them down, and we had a good conversation yesterday with them. But we still have to go out probably for bid unless we can do a piggyback or a sole source. We're talking to title basin on that. Okay.
And that'll also help with our electrical bill too, right?
I would think it'd be more efficient. Yeah, I
And-
mean, the ones we had were what, 30 years old maybe?
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
sucking up the energy.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you're
honestly,
saying
we
all-
didn't use them all that often.
But all of those 6 poles will eventually, it will come down, and then all, the 4 new poles
Yes.
will be put
Yeah,
up.
we got a
Okay,
quote
so-
to demo them. I'm not sure when that'll be, but we need to get it done. Summer camp was awesome this year. Of course, we didn't have Bay Oaks to do it at, so we did it here. We ended up with, I think, 40 some total kids, 41, 42. About 20, probably 23, 24 a day, which was great.
That's
The last day of camp, we had the full 25, so that was great.
Wow.
A lot of good field trips. Kids were excellent. They went fishing, they went kayaking. It was great, and we'll continue that.
Blast.
Yeah, we'll continue that, the fishing and kayaking going forward too, because we didn't do much of that when we were at Bay Oaks. So we got some new.
So it's a lot more fun for the kids because that new programming that they had not had before, so
Yeah.
that's excellent.
It was amazing. I talked to several of the parents, and there was not a single negative comment.
No.
Everybody had such a
Our
good
staff
time.
That's
are
awesome.
great too, so that's.
And you know, in spite of the heat, that, you know, they were
Right.
outdoors and they were having a
Yeah.
great time, that's huge.
Yeah, we used this room quite a bit, but we were outside a lot more than.
So where do they fish from?
Just off this pier here, the observation pier. One day
They say
caught
the fishing is
30
better here.
28 fish one day they caught.
Yeah,
What were they catching?
They let them go.
It was like
Doesn't matter.
snapper, catfish,
I don't want to get
red
I'm going out there.
mangrove.
I know, everybody's
Yeah.
going out there now.
We caught Spanish mackerel,
boat fish
Start selling bait. Income.
catfish.
is what?
It
He
starts
said-
selling bait.
Yeah, could have made a fundraiser out of it.
Yeah. So that was great, and thanks to Beach Talk Radio for getting us the polls as well. So if you're watching, thank you. We had a blast. And the other thing I want to say thank you to, and just let everyone know, the last day of camp we were offered to go on a pirate cruise, Salty Sam's Marina.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh,
Matt Hansen.
It was awesome to see those pictures.
We were talking. Matt Hansen and I have our sons play hockey together, so we were talking about it. He's like, yeah, you should call me. We'll set that up. And they comped everything, which
oh
is
my
amazing.
God, that is
So,
awesome.
Fantastic.
Awesome to work with. We've done a few things with them, or I have personally, going on cruises, and they've always been great. So
It would be wonderful if we could really give them a little credit on our website to say this
Yeah.
is what, you know, they've done as a community
Yeah.
participation.
yeah, I'm looking at putting those on the council ones too. Thank yous.
Absolutely,
For
absolutely,
sponsorships.
good.
Because that's
It was huge.
it's a big. We have
Huge.
25 kids and 5 staff. That's a a big chunk of change
Yeah.
to be donated.
And when we talk about like next year's Arts and Attractions grant, that's also one of the new partners that we've developed.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's right. So,
Did they have other people on there, or was that just for Bay?
no, because we had such a low crowd. It was, actually, how many more? I didn't go on it. I had dinner.
There weren't too many other families.
I think 8 other people. I thought it said.
Yeah, I would say that's about right.
Okay.
It was mainly our kids.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was good. Even the pictures that we saw were, it didn't look like it was packed,
Right.
but yeah, they did a great job.
That's awesome.
I think they gave them all bags or something.
Kudos to them.
So we'll continue some of those partnerships for sure. But camp is done. Upcoming ideas, just to keep everyone aware, we are still looking at youth camps, fun days, club rec. We're trying to figure out how that may work. As far as when we open up Bay Oaks, and even if the school isn't open, are they able to bus to us? And what time would they get there to do a summer? If parents still need us till 6 o'clock.
Like aftercare?
Yeah, like after school. We haven't really done the logistics of when the schools will be out and bust. I don't remember when they get onto the island.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
late.
it is, and I mean, when they're going up to St. Carlos, they're doing from Walmart.
I think they drop off here now. I can.
Do they this year?
I think they started to,
Okay.
because they were having issues at home.
Yeah, it was a lot. That's what I'm saying, so I don't know.
But even if it
Such a
was,
bus driver
I mean, we'll be
shortage right
open,
now.
so even if it's from like 4 to 6 or something, just to give the kids something, we are definitely
Because we
looking
don't
at
have
that.
any way to pick them up, right? Like Bay Oaks
No,
would
not-
that way, yeah.
I mean, we would, but it would be a lot of time to get there and back.
Yeah, I know there's a bus driver shortage around the whole county, so.
But we are going to do fun days. There's a couple before Bay Oaks is going to open. We'll do them here, similar to summer camp. And then we're looking at the possibility of a Halloween party on possibly the ball field, doing some kind of, nothing huge. I mean, we won't go like do a haunted house or anything like that, but maybe some bounce houses if we can, a trunk or treat, or somewhere where kids can booths that can pick up candy, maybe work with some partners around town, some businesses if they want to set up a table. Just since we're going to have that ball field, we're going to use it as much as we can.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and then some movie days, family days on there. We're really looking at doing programming and starting that up. We talked today about doing possibly like yoga on there, step in the morning, some other fitness activities that we can definitely discuss. If you have suggestions, we can certainly talk about that as well. Because once we have the opportunity to get programming going, we're actually looking into yoga on the beach too. So some things to get the residents getting going in the fitness part of it.
What's happening on the front, remember that fitness track thing that was
Fitness
going in on
court?
the front? Court or whatever?
Yeah, so we,
Well, also they put that.
Good question.
well, yeah, the equipment got washed away.
Right.
We have reached out to them. Jason Freeman kind of was heading that up a little bit more because he was involved in it the last time around. And we just had a conversation with them last week. We can get a grant. I think they'll give us a grant for $150,000. But when we were talking, they said we'd still have about $70,000 that needed to put into it yet, which I didn't quite understand. He sent us the sheet, but there's
Does
some
seem
other
high.
costs that go along with it. But we paid it.
The pad's still there, isn't it?
The pad is still there, so I don't know what. I have to look into it a little bit deeper. We just had the conversation last week, so. But they are willing to work with us, but we still are going to have to put in some money, and I don't know if some of that will be, since we have the equipment, if some of that is replacement. We can do it that way, but we're looking into options. But we're still looking into it, into doing that in that front person. That answer your question? Okay. And then adult programming, we kind of talked about that. Boss programming, we're going to try to get some trips out. Once we can get some time to plan, maybe some biking trips out to eat. They did them quite often. Not during season they'll do them, so we're planning on doing that. And then I just want to mention one staffing update that we have. My recreation campus manager job was vacant, so we did interviews and we ended up hiring Nicole Berzin, who was our recreation supervisor,
Oh.
as the new recreation campus manager.
Yay.
So that's awesome.
Well, congratulations, Nicole.
Thank you.
I gave her the whole list of projects and she's starting off.
So is your title recreation supervisor? Is that
Campus manager.
Recreation
Campus-
campus manager.
recreation campus manager?
Yeah.
Okay, and was that your previous title? Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let me talk to you about what.
So yes, you can, I want her to be involved in, as there's a lot of good information that she can either share if you have questions for her, or ask me. So,
Does she have
Okay.
a direct line?
yeah, on the phone. Give that out after we're on camera. Maybe. We are looking at, the other thing is we're looking at, there's a little minor things with the pickleball court that we may need to fix the corners, but looking at getting those up and running. Because I know people are chomping at the bit to get there once construction is open, so. Good.
You said pickleball, you talking inside or outside?
Outside, we'll have pickleball inside once the building opens. Yeah, and we'll probably offer it, probably more than we had before.
Good. So what's your outside one, or is that the one behind the building?
Yeah. For now.
So the gym, when you say is going to be completely operational after all the construction and renovations are done, what was the timeline on that?
We want to get done by November 1st.
By November 1st?
Yeah,
The
and that's-
gymnasium? So
that's the
the ball fields and the gymnasium will
The
be
one ball field will
operational?
be done. The large
Yeah.
ball field, we're getting still new quotes on it and design.
Right,
but it's gonna go back.
That's very
Yeah,
good.
it's moving.
That's huge.
It's moving. We're really looking forward to it. And we already have the fitness equipment kind of ready to go. I'm just waiting till we get the permit because we've been waiting on it to order that because it does take about 2 months, maybe 3 months, did he say?
So you're like talking about weight equipment, the
Yeah,
fitness,
yeah.
okay?
I want to order that so it kind of times when we're about ready to open so that we don't have to store it
Okay,
somewhere.
that's good news.
Are we gonna do the fitness classes and things
And
again?
then we will definitely do fitness classes.
Well,
And
I
we're
have-
open for any kind of suggestions on anything as well.
Yeah.
Programming, I know we talked a little bit about a couple of them last time with cycling, but if there's something else that the community needs, just let us know. We could even put up a poll somewhere.
Are you getting new
online.
spin bikes then? Is that what I'm hearing?
If that's the need, if we want to go that route.
Because I have an instructor for you if, because she was planning to set up like body pump classes in the Baptist tent. But if
Yeah.
there's air conditioning opportunities that are a little bit more fitness oriented, that would be.
Yeah, and it's something we can discuss. Everything's on the table right now as far as
Okay.
programming. Our cycling classes weren't all that popular pre-storm. We'd only get 1 or 2 people.
And I think that had to do with the instructor.
It could have, yeah. So
And promotion too.
maybe the equipment, it was a little bit older.
And the
Yeah.
equipment.
We were looking at
really was not
replacing
good.
it.
Yeah, because you can go right over to the cycle bar over in Bell Tower and it's like state of the art,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, but we're open. We've just started ordering kind of the miscellaneous equipment. We're gonna put a list down, but we're looking at options for other.
okay, awesome.
Yep, yeah, definitely. We're open. We're now, now that it's gonna open and it's gonna be one of the only facilities of ours that's open.
Well, exactly.
We want to utilize it,
Right.
whether it's events in there, or the ball field, doing things
There's virtually
outside.
no fitness class or even program on the entire island. So anytime you want to
Nothing.
work out, you have to go off island, which is
Exactly.
always counterproductive, right?
So we're currently working on those kind of things to
Great.
get those up and running as soon as we can.
Typical
Hey,
weekdays.
John?
Yeah.
Quick question about parking and things. So I know that, the gym is pretty far back. If you start doing all these fitness classes, is the surrounding area going to be ready for parking and all that?
Yeah, it'll be ready. We cleaned it all up. They should be picking up the debris, the rest of the debris today. There's some fencing and kind of miscellaneous stuff that we're gonna get picked up, and then we'll make sure parking is safe. The path back there is safe. It'll be kind of just the pool parking lot how it always was.
And then the trailers, the town hall trailers are going just in that one,
That corner.
that corner.
Yeah, yep.
By-
So that's a good point, Joy. Thank you, Karen, for that. The town hall is gonna be down there with trailers. They're gonna put them on that where the softball field was. Since we were gonna build there anyway, and we're gonna move the ball fields back, we're gonna go there. Definitely parking will be safe and marked.
Can you talk a little bit, Jeff, about the conversation that council and staff are currently having with regard to what was our community center now is going to be the town hall property as well, or in addition or instead of?
I haven't heard anything definite or finite. I don't know if,
It's just all at the conversation level?
It's a conversation. From my understanding, so now that the town hall has been taken down and we've got 2 sets of appraisals, both the fire department got appraisals and we got appraisals, or the town got appraisals, and there's still that huge conversation about switching
Yes.
the plots so that the fire station takes where the old town hall was, and then where the town hall is right next to Bayside Park, and making that like a community park, community center kind of thing, involving the school, the recreation center, the town hall. But part of the conversation was, what if we didn't actually build back? But I think the only way we get a grant and the insurance right is to build back.
Exactly what it was.
Right, and so, but then it's like, do you have to build back? And these are all the conversations, nothing has been decided, but do you actually have to build back to this, to the scale that would include a bunch of different meeting rooms and everything else? Or could that be facilitated within the Bay Oak structure, the new admin structure? And so that you have like literally a community campus. And so you can have meeting rooms and that type of thing, which would keep the size of rebuilding the town hall maybe more contained, as doubling, instead of doubling it, you know, to
Right.
accommodate everything.
Well, kind of like what we're doing here with the Mound House, because it's
Exactly.
obviously, you know, diversifying our use of this building
Right.
in a very efficient way. So
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, so all of these conversations are taking place. You know, obviously, we're still waiting. You know, we got the FEMA approval to take the thing down, but there's still no reimbursements. We gotta have plans, we gotta have this, we have to have that. You know, I mean, it's still 3 years away.
3 years, yeah.
I'm thinking 3 years.
And-
They say 2 to 3 on.
well,
I mean, this last 10 months is gonna
when we
be
talked to
last.
DRMP last, they said the new community center was gonna be probably a 3-year project.
3-year
And
project,
that's,
3 years
that's what the
away.
plans.
But that's with the current plans before the hurricane, which obviously is going to be probably pretty obsolete, given this new conversation.
If we did go another direction, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously that building would not serve
Right.
both needs
Correct.
appropriately.
And-
So it's a redesign.
And we thought it was good on a Parks and Rec standpoint to have it incorporated, because, you know, for us, we don't really start our programming with the after-school program until 2 or 3. Well, and like, you know, the building would sit a lot of empty. I mean, we would do a lot of things in there
Well,
with
now that town
the
council's
seniors.
in there, we have meetings till 3.
That's true.
Sorry,
Yeah, that-
I left it noon. Sorry.
I stuck it up and plugged in my laptop a couple times, but it was good.
Jeff, do you have another report for us?
No,
Okay, because you sent something out to us, and I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to add on that.
That was the ball.
That's a pool
and then-
report,
Yeah,
I
well,
guess.
Yeah. No,
lighting.
we're good.
which one? Oh,
That was the second
Okay.
email about the lighting and all. You talked about.
oh
the
yeah,
lighting.
okay. The only other thing I had for a report, and I didn't even have it, I was hoping Jesse would be here to talk maybe if there's any progress on the Friends of Bay Oaks, if we've gone anything with it. I know it's set up, and I know it's ready to go, but if we had any plans on any fundraising, or I'll just put that on there. If he does have something, he can just report on that. We do have some good opportunities with the Friends of Bay Oaks now, because then we can, you know, it's easier for us to open up a concession stand with them with their 501c3. So it'd be nice when that new ballpark opens up and we can get that building done, that we can have that as an option a little more when we have, you know, to sell out of there than the table. So
Would that be a revenue producer then, too? I mean,
Yeah, it
because
certainly could
it
be.
is a Friends 501c3, so if there's
So
a
they-
way
yeah, they
to
would-
operate that business.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So that would be, it'd probably go to them, and then it'd be like Friends of Mount House, where we then ask for funds possibly. I don't know how that all works. So.
Well, and it's like also if the pirate ship offers that kind of sponsorship, if it goes to a Friends organization, they get a tax
It's
deduction.
tax-free,
Yeah.
or it's tax deduction.
If it
for
goes
them,
to the
too.
town, it doesn't benefit them financially.
so that's some good possibilities with that. I'm excited that we have it to use.
I have a question going back to the rec center. Is there a typical lull in the day? I mean, obviously you want to program it as tight as possible and get it used, but, and the reason for my question is, I won't make it a hypothetical. I'm the new high performance director for USA Karate, and we're going to be looking with not only us, but other US combat sports for places to go and do training camps. And it wouldn't even take up a whole basketball court, but things like that can be either revenue or partnership, like with Convention Visitors Bureau, where the center gets paid for rent, whether it's by a sport group or bringing people in. And I mean, this all stems on when there's going to be rooms to stay in and more athlete, family friendly breakfast, lunch, dinner options.
Yeah.
But just looking, a couple of years down the road, almost all of like just combat sports happen in Central and South America for the major tournaments. So they need a place that's hot and humid to train, so we can simulate what they're going to be in.
Certainly
in and out.
can.
Well, that's the stuff that I have to try to figure out, so that they're really ready to go to an event in Costa Rica in an open air tournament between the fields or a parking lot and
And
the
John, you can go
center.
on
Yeah.
if you want, but I'm going to say yes. That's the stuff we're looking for.
Okay. Okay.
To do that.
Yeah.
We want to utilize that to its max potential.
Yeah.
Yes, there is lulls in the day.
Okay.
The only thing would be when we have Club Rec, we use a lot of the gym.
Right.
Unless we can fundraise for a divider or something, which would be awesome
Yeah.
in the gym. But
Or set up something for martial arts
And
for
with-
the kids.
Well, and
Well-
my bigger life goal is when we actually rebuild and live here, look out swimming.
Yeah.
It's coming. So,
Yeah,
as far as
we-
camps and
we
people
were-
doing training here, and
We just had a conversation, Nicole and I did, just before, a couple hours ago, about opening it up to we already have open basketball, getting open volleyball or volleyball leagues or basketball leagues. We just need to make sure there's enough people that are gonna show the interest, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking at
'Cause it's-
renting it out, using other things, but yeah, there's time.
as soon as, and I've learned this from traveling around the world with Team USA, with our Olympic team, when we rented a municipality's pool, we were putting out the locals, and that lane is their country club. So
Exactly.
that dynamic, I would want to be really careful with on the front end, so that
Yeah.
if somebody's toes get stepped on, it's bigger than you think.
No, and we
And
get,
it's
we get
really
that with
negative.
we get that with the lap pool as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Um,
hey, that's my lane. I've been swimming there for 20 years.
So
You go over there.
we tried, we tried, a couple things about a year
Okay.
ago, maybe not more than a year and a half, 2 years ago, to get more programming going. That was one of
Yeah.
both Jimmy and Nicole's goals, was
Yeah.
to get those leagues up and going. We were even talking about a kickball kickball league. Maybe some of the restaurants and businesses around would get a team. Or
Yeah.
we're thinking softball, but we only have a little field, so that's going to really hinder a little bit.
Yeah.
It'd be a home run after a bunt. So
When there's
Football,
rooms,
yeah.
when there's going to be
Pickleball
rooms
tournament, We had that
available,
conversation during.
I think we can start bringing teams here, and
well, in fact,
and
we had,
doing those and targeting those training times to October to early January, where the rooms aren't full.
yeah.
You know.
And in fact, we were in the process with working. Was it karate? No. They were going to stay at Diamond Head, and they were going to do. Was it a karate tournament? You remember that? It was right before the storm. We
I
started
think
talking.
it was more well, in the past there was fighting. It wasn't
Like
like
an
boxing
MMA?
or
Like
something
taekwondo
like that wanted to come.
Something. Anyway, we were in conversations to host one of those.
Okay,
So yes,
That's probably
I'm open
MMA
to
then.
I know-
utilizing our facilities to the
I
max.
know a guy.
And offering, yeah. So
Yeah.
if it's karate or taekwondo or whatever kind of lessons for kids too, we want to
Yeah.
utilize anything.
But that can build the community too. And when those people come, they can be Pan Am or national team people that
Yeah.
kids can come and watch, jaws can drop and they can join
Right.
something.
Well, just the kids alone, just having like a general program for kids. I mean, it's hard enough to go off the island like you're talking about.
Yeah.
They're going to be here at Bay Oaks anyway. You know, a lot of kids want
Yeah.
martial arts.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's,
We also been in
it was a
talks.
simple question and I always
we have
felt
some-
complicated.
Never.
Some community members that have been in talks and have been approached by even like the Tampa Bay Lightning
Yeah.
to sponsor or donate something. So I don't know if it would be like a roller hockey, which is huge in Naples. There's not that many roller hockey around.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
So that one is constantly, it's like pickleball, you know, but they only have certain ones. So like my son goes down and plays quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
We drive all the way to Naples and play, but if we did a combination, maybe court with the basketball court, kind of a combo, it uses the same kind of flooring, sport court, so
Right.
there's options, so
Okay,
we're thinking big.
good, me too.
Okay, sorry, kind of went off.
Okay. So are we under items for discussion? Of course, we've been talking about
Yeah, true.
program ideas and the dividers in the gym and everything. Have you got anything else on that? Does anybody, I noticed it said public input. Is
Yeah.
there any public that,
Oh, sorry, not here. Well, you guys have any public input for the program?
Anything you want at Bay Oaks?
It was
Now's
just
the
it was
time.
a
Yeah.
question
Basketball.
about
Basketball.
how we can get it out to the public or the residents to see what their input is. So I just
Yeah, we
wanted
need
to.
to do more social media, I think. For example, I didn't even know you all did spin before, before the storm. So I just think that we could be doing a better job of explaining and sharing what we have to offer after November, of course.
Yes, yes, and I think we not until recently had access to post. Now we do. So I know for the summer, if anybody follows it, these guys posted a ton of pictures of our summer camp.
I did notice
Adam,
a lot.
Adam also posted a lot of information. So I agree. When we get it open, we will be posting more.
Well, before this storm,
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of
Right.
promotion.
that'd be
though.
great.
People just didn't know.
No, there was a little bit of a process to get it on social media before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do like once we open, have like come for a week free, or have like a few free days to come in.
Even
Do we have a
the
sign out there?
No, we don't have the sign yet.
We had it ordered,
It's waiting for us when we're ready to put it up.
so it didn't get ruined.
No, we didn't. No, it's
We didn't have it
the
yet.
company's holding it for us till
Yeah.
we need it.
That's good.
but even just the process, because, I mean, I live in Colorado, so just being able to, when I'm flipping through, go, ooh, look at
Right.
the softball field, there's progress.
Well,
Because the feeling of progress is something to hold on to.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
And I'm
really
feeling
important.
it just in this meeting, can you imagine if that many more
And
people
nobody
are feeling the
I
same
almost
thing?
cheered when I got out of the truck to take that picture of the ball field. And
And then
my
it-
gosh, they're actually doing
And
it.
they found very little debris on the Little League field.
Yeah.
I mean, very little. Like
That's a good sign.
not much. I don't because they sifted it all.
Right.
And they got it. So they dug it, sifted it all, and they didn't find. It's a
Okay,
little bit of metal, but
wow.
it was a horticulture site. Was the Little League field, so there shouldn't be any big debris.
Yeah.
But
Right.
it was a hurricane. So.
Shit.
But showing that,
Yeah.
putting out everything positive that we can, of all the progress that's being
That's a
made.
good idea.
Because it's not known,
Got that?
and it's not the stuff that gets talked about.
Right.
So we can press that conversation out.
Yeah.
And Nicole's usually the one that will post for us.
Yeah.
That's a good idea because people are just like it's still closed.
And
Like,
there's-
they don't
and-
know what's happening.
And then there's this new guy, Chris Doyle, I believe his name is, and he's doing this Fort Myers Beach Islander, and he's posting on social media daily, in addition to what we have as the other, so like, the Beach Talk Radio. But he might be interested in kind of doing a daily update
Right.
because I think he's developing an audience.
Yeah.
And
heard of him.
so if, other things that are happening on the island takes the precedent as far as Beach Talk Radio, he might be a great alternative to fast track that information. Because for us to go into the Fort Myers Beach website to understand what's going on with either Bay Oaks
Yeah.
or Mount Hope
Not happening.
is not user friendly, as we all know, painfully.
Yeah, and I know we have a good relationship with, the news media too, like Wink News. I saw him at the council meeting, and he's the one that, the one that did the story for,
Oh, he's very familiar with our island.
Rick on the roof.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wake's
Uh,
been here every day.
He said, hey, how's that ball field going?
See?
And I said,
Yeah,
oh, they're
right.
scraping it today, they just started. And he said, can I go down and take pictures? I'm like, yes.
Have at it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm inviting him, well, we'll invite, put out a press release about the opening,
Yeah.
but I'll have him.
Well, they even, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, the other thing too is Jenny Dexter is really gotten approval, if you will, or carte blanche to really do social media and post, which she never had in previous years. And so, and she's got all this access to, like if we wanted to survey the community through SurveyMonkey or something like that.
Okay, yes.
And get that going and get public input that way, and that could go out on Bay Oaks, it could go out on
The library just had one
Beach Talk
yesterday.
Radio, it could go, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Library did a survey monkey
Yeah.
that I filled out last night because they posted on the Fort Myers Beach mom group on Facebook. And it was about the library, and it was like, you know, what kind of program do you want to see? What do you know, what brings you to the library? And they listed different groups they had before, like which one of these were you familiar with before? And so it was a
Problem
survey
with Beach
monkey.
Moms though is you can't share it,
Right.
you know, so it has to come
That's-
through
yes.
another.
Natalie usually grabs it from somewhere else and she'll post it.
And then
but
do it,
I don't know
that
where
kind of thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then you have to be on it to see it.
Right,
So,
right, so.
Yeah, I think if we go that route, and I definitely do, that was my next thing is, how do we get that word out? I mean,
yeah.
Jenny Dexter,
yeah, do that.
she will help you with
We
it.
can, I know we had talked about, in some other conversation, we talked about putting a kind of a poll up on the
Yeah.
website,
Yeah.
so that people can click on and do it that way too, so.
Polls are way better than just going, what would you like to see? And having everybody, or
Yeah.
do you like this, yes or no? And yes,
Yeah,
no, yes,
yeah.
no. Just click
You
a
have to
button.
give ideas.
Yeah,
And then write in if it's not listed.
right.
And, you know, I'm sorry, I have got a meeting.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah,
at
it's kind of-
1, so,
We can table the strategic plan. I'm gonna invite Andy to our next meeting, and maybe we can discuss that a little bit too.
Andy, oh yes, of course.
Andy.
Yeah, I was suggesting that maybe we bring Andy in so that he has a better idea of who we are, what we do, and how we can sort of be the springboard for community input as plans go forward.
Right.
Bay Oaks and Town Hall for that matter.
We always had questions for the town manager before. So.
Yes, and actually, you know, oh gosh, what's his name?
Roger.
Roger was very good about coming to our meetings and kind of giving us, you know.
He was right there. We
more-
just kind of waited till he showed up.
Yeah, right? It's like, okay, it's gonna be showing up.
And
in
with
a
the
minute.
new town hall configuration down in the softball field, they're having a trailer that's gonna be part of a meeting space, so he'd be closer that way too.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
With regard to the strategic plan, but normally what happened was that Allison would do a draft based on what we had voted on before, and then look at what the new goals were, input from Bay Oaks, obviously, and staff, and then the draft would be then given to us as Bay Oaks, our BORCAB members, for us to talk about and fine tune. But most importantly, you know, where the responsibilities would be regarding implementing these
Yeah.
goals and what the timeline would be. So, to your point, John, with those ideas, let's have that as either a short or a long-term goal, put that in the right box for programming, and then we then do have a plan. Yes, we want to do this. Who's responsible?
Yeah.
You know, is this a Friends of Bay Oaks responsibility? You know, sponsorships. So, yeah, that's where the strategic plan is very helpful. So beyond a conversation here on a monthly basis, that we do really have a written plan in
Checklist
place.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll work on that.
Okay.
And that's
if
what
you
we
need
have
my
done
help,
before,
right.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, is there anything else to be discussed, or are we ready for member items and reports? Or have we all given enough reports?
I really just talked through everything anyway, so I'm gonna leave the meeting. I have another meeting off island at 1, so,
Sounds good.
but we basically talked through everything that I was gonna discuss anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you, Erin.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And is there any, it's no
Anybody
No
else?
further.
Betty, I have something. This is Joy.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I had a meeting yesterday. I'm on the Fort Myers Beach Community Foundation Board, and we are looking for some opportunity to do some donations at our next meeting. And so, Jeff, we are looking for some ideas from the Bay Oaks group, your staff, to
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. I know the one before was directly kind of towards summer programs. Is there a theme or a direction that you guys want to donate to?
No, we're looking for ideas.
Okay.
How much money?
Very good.
How much money?
Great.
How much?
Yeah.
You know, I suppose it would be like maybe 5 to 10,000.
Okay. That's a good number.
That would be lovely.
That's a great number.
Hold that thought, Joy, thank you.
Good.
That's great. Thank you. I'll get you that to you, Joy.
So,
Okay, thank you.
Any other member items want to speak?
yeah, I've got one. So we're talking about redoing that exercise.
The
pad.
fitness. Yeah.
What do you want to call it? The fitness
It's the
pad?
National
Fitness pad.
Outdoor Fitness Court.
Yeah. All right, so part of the deal of that, when we talked about it, was that there should be shade available there, and there should be a water hydration station. And we talked about putting in a bike repair area
Yeah.
there as well. And I don't see why you can't start working on that stuff if we are gonna go into the fitness thing ultimately.
Okay.
And, you know, you can build one of those Indian huts for shade.
Yeah, cheeky hut.
Cheeky huts.
There you go.
Cheeky huts.
Yeah. And that would probably fit about $7,500 and $2,500 for the water station and the bikes, and there you go.
Yeah, and I know we could even put something up like Bayside had that those sail
Shades, yeah.
shades.
The water station and the bike station are very important.
Yeah, I've gotten some calls. Well, just that email from Ms.
Yeah.
Kale, about Newton and putting all that back. So I know that's an important part, you know, of people walking on the island too. If we're talking about fitness, and
Wasn't there a cheeky hut at Newton at one time?
Yes.
there was
Yeah.
3,
Yes, there was.
There was some downtown
3
too.
or 4. I can't remember how many, but yeah.
But to me, that'd be kind of cool to be by that
Yeah,
exercise
I mean, we
bike.
did have that little. What was that thing in the parking lot? Was that a hut?
Yeah.
We weren't too sad to see that go.
That was underwhelming at best.
That was ready to. We could have had a
I
good
don't think that's probably.
thunderstorm and that would have came down.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with the shade because you know you look at a day like today's extreme, but it seems to keep being extreme.
Yep,
Oh, it's not gonna get used if it's full sun.
yeah.
This is just not.
Not
Nobody's
during
gonna
the
use it.
day. I mean, it may get used in the morning.
It's doubtful.
So
It's so hot at 8 a.m. Like
Yeah,
it's
Well,
And it's
that's
not
this
gonna
time
go
of
away.
year.
Not
We're gonna have
winter,
this.
but yeah.
This
That's
is
it,
the new
that's this time of
reality.
year.
yeah, this time of year too.
So I
right,
have
and then
one
plus
other
the shade's
thing.
gonna help protect it.
I'd like to say hello to the transcriber and thank you for coming and introducing yourself at the grouper grapple. The lady that transcribes the minutes,
Yeah.
she came up to me and she'd been transcribing me for 10 years. And she
Oh, yeah,
came up
yeah.
and said, I'd like to meet you.
And who is it, by the
Very
way?
good.
I forgot what her name is. I think she lives in Cape
Eva.
Coral.
Eva.
I don't know.
Eva.
Oh, is it Eva that does? Okay, yeah.
But she was very nice.
She may not be doing these. She just left for Poland.
Oh.
She'll read it though. Anybody
Very good.
else?
Thank you.
I don't have anything extra.
I don't have anything extra.
I have a question, as I always do, because I'm trying to get up to speed, and this is the only time we're together.
Okay.
With that outdoor, the outdoor fitness area, was there or could there be thoughts for the future of utilizing even a 5 foot by 5 foot square area at the beach accesses towards the south to put like just 1 or 2 little pieces of equipment there?
Like a Vita course.
I think the beach accesses are supposed to go under BORCAB at some point. We
Well, no,
discussed
and that's
that,
why
so that is
I
something
want to
we
be
would
proactive
discuss, yeah.
in if that's a possibility.
Some places
because
have that.
in everything I've ever been involved with working on fitness in communities, we're going to have this incredible center for it, but you have to take it to where people are, and people are walking south in the morning, in the evening, and that can be, oh,
That's
this
a
is
great
really
idea.
cool, what's going on, and that can not only get used, it can draw people
It gets
to
people to
bail.
And that there are
So
different
often.
pieces of equipment at different access.
Like one
Yeah,
piece.
I mean, it's the whole parkour
Yeah.
concept. where, you know, there's not a lot of running in the summer here, but there's movement from spot to spot, and you stop and you do a little exercise, you move
Right.
on to the next one.
There's a lot of
People
running
could
at
come
6:30.
in from the
Yeah.
sand and in from the sidewalk
Yeah.
because we have two viable places that people are walking.
You know, and we had this opportunity too, when I was thinking about the fitness court after the meeting with them. And we have an opportunity to get a pocket park, possibly, if we get some donated land, or we can buy some land, probably not donated right on the
Yeah.
beach. But we have a program that we may be able to buy some land through an opportunity. And I think that would be great, right on the water there, to
Yeah.
put it maybe there, not instead, but maybe instead, but maybe an additional one.
Because there's, I mean, like, I know Flamingo really well because that's where our lot, it's still hard to say, our lot is. And there's so much, there's very little, if any, parking other than for those sunset photos down there in the 4 or 5 spots. But there's so much traffic on that beach access. And it is the kind of the south end, people doing their walks and,
Not all
you
beach
know,
accesses
putting-
have parking.
yeah. But I mean, even just along the walk, there's
I like that
there's
idea.
a little concrete or a padded pad with a couple of little body weight exercises to do.
And while we're doing that is to put like a little shower thing, because I know like in Naples, all the beach accesses have a shower where if you're taking a walk on the beach, you can wash your feet.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see that
Well,
on
and that
each
can
one
be
of
the,
the
I mean,
accesses.
depending on the kind of water we use, that can be the hydration at each station and.
Oh,
and
you're getting your car so sandy.
What's
You're
that?
getting your car so sandy.
Exactly.
But I
But
mean,
yeah, I feel that because we come down to the beach quite often with my family, and you know, when we go to other places and they have those, it's like, oh yeah.
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 The plumbing, we'd have to talk.
yeah,
about
that's
Right, yeah.
a bigger thing.
Yeah.
I think people would enjoy restrooms at most of them too. So.
Yeah.
Well,
But, I
think
mean, just
that was
those
where
little-
there was a lot of negativity in terms of response from the community, not having a restroom there.
Yeah.
The other part is fine, but I think Naples certainly serves as a good model for how that works. You know, you have a bench, you have a place where people can wash off their feet, and they have it at virtually every beach access in all of
Yeah.
Naples. And I got really used to that because I used to live there. So, you know, I'd love to see that on our beach.
Yeah, that's something we'll definitely bring
Yeah.
up.
And I mean, I'm belaboring it now, but it's great marketing for Bay Oaks to put satellite little stations for fitness.
Yeah.
And do you really need to have a concrete pad?
It depends. They can be
I mean, if you're on the
deep in
sand-
a concrete anchor and not gonna move, you know. This
Well,
is
yeah,
basically
I'm
metal.
thinking about-
It doesn't have to be an elaborate.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It can just be anchored
Push
down
up
in.
thing, it's just a low bar.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
It's
we-
just a metal.
Well, and we don't have to invent it because every
Yeah.
community's got them.
Yeah, and I know like
So
Lakes
many
Park
beach
has them.
communities have them.
I can't remember if they have a pad on them or not.
Well, I have to tell you, back in the 50s, Lee County had a little workout place for all of us, not only like for kids' equipment, but also for adults. The pull-up bar kind of
Yeah.
thing, that was
Yeah.
all there on the main part of the beach where Lynn Hall Park is now.
Okay.
And there were slides, there was a pull-up bar, there was, you know, all of these various pieces of equipment, swings.
Yeah.
Back
And they don't
then.
need a pad because, I mean, sand is the best thing to jump off of and
Yeah.
land on.
So,
That's
anyway,
So just
so-
anchoring them well, but.
Yeah, I'll definitely bring that up. That's a good suggestion.
Okay. Can we set the next meeting date?
We certainly can.
Okay, normally we meet on the first Tuesday of the month, which would be the 5th, but that's the day after Labor Day, so I'm not sure if that's appropriate.
I think, Betty, we changed it to today because of the Mount House being open. So this, I think, was the new agreed upon Wednesday at 11:30 time for us to do on a monthly basis. That was my
That's
understanding.
what we talked about
Betty.
last time.
Remember?
Yeah.
Because Tuesday was not available, it wasn't convenient for Mount House.
Okay. So Wednesdays?
Yes, Wednesdays at 11:30.
Can we do
Yeah.
the 6th?
6?
The 6th,
Yes.
Wednesday, September 6th, okay. Sounds good. 11:30, is that the good time?
Yep,
Okay,
that works for you, yes, sir.
Would,
and we do have a
Oh,
couple
would
of,
you
noon
know,
work?
good point, because there was a meeting going on earlier.
I think Murph also
Murph.
does the first Wednesday.
Yeah, so
Oh, no, yeah.
they were here, but they were wrapping up.
But ours was supposed to,
Should we do noon or the second Wednesday?
Noon is fine.
is noon fine for everyone?
Does it have to be Wednesday?
that's fine.
I don't think
Yeah.
it has to.
Mound House isn't, for the time being, it has to be Monday, Wednesday, Monday or Wednesday, I guess. The Mound House is open, like people do tours in here, Tuesday, Thursday.
I think we had agreed that Wednesday works for most people.
Yeah.
But if 11:30 is pushing Murph out of here and we do noon, is that better?
Yeah.
So Wednesday the 6th,
I
Should we
don't
do
care either
noon
way.
instead?
I'm fine with noon. So
Yeah, I mean, that's,
okay. All right.
we were
We
definitely
got
rushing them out.
things on the
maybe
agenda.
Friends of Bayos wants to buy us pizza or something.
There you
And
go.
I appreciate you
think
putting up with me today.
Oh, thank you. You sound better though. You sound better than yesterday already.
And look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you so
Great.
much, Betty.
Thank you.
It was a very good meeting by phone. It worked out
Adjourn.
Worked out
Right.
We
beautifully.
have
Thank you.
a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Did I hear a
All-
motion?
Yes.
All in favor, yes.
Hi.
Aye, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
Thank
Joy.
you.
Bye, Joy. All right.
Whew, very good, productive. So we'll